pursue greater levels of economic growth, we have also been implementing a number of programs to protect and empower the most vulnerable, enhance their productive capacities, and improve their well-being.
Building a society where persons from all sectors are active in economic and social development. That's what's happening here in Jamaica. But the Prime Minister shared suggestions for a regional approach as she addressed the 7th Summit of the Americas in Panama recently. The recap is within our package, as well as initiatives designed to stimulate production and create social change. I'm Audrey Williams. Stay with us.
I say be careful what you teach your little children. Make sure I know something to hurt them.
Parents, keep your children safe and protected. Stay alert and be aware of where your children are at all times. Submit the latest photo of your child to his or her school. Know what's happening with your child. Listen to them when they say they don't feel comfortable going to a certain place or being around certain persons. Act quickly when your child tells you he or she has been touched inappropriately or approached with unwanted requests. Be the change. Help us protect our children. For more information, call 1-888-776-8328 or 1-876-878-2882.
Good day, I'm Tamara McHale and this is your GIS News for Thursday, April 23. Government will be constructing a transportation hub in Portmore to improve traffic flow between the municipality and the Kingston metropolitan region.
My ministry has signed a conditional build design contract with a Belgium consortium consisting of the firms which built the Half a Tree Transport Center. It will cost approximately 47 million euros and construction will be over a period of 24 months.
The Transport Minister was making his sectoral presentation in Parliament on Tuesday. In line with plans to redevelop the city of Kingston into a world-class urban center, government is reorganizing the downtown public transportation system. It will affect buses operating on Petron Street, Darling Street, the downtown transportation center at Water Lane, and North and South Parade. Minister Davies says the new arrangement will improve the operations of JUTC buses and PPV vehicles regulated by the Transport Authority.
The arrangement will create a reduction in the number of JUTC buses parked in the parade area, as the buses will be located away from the site and dispatched to parade on a as-needed basis.
Dr. Davies says plans for the reorganized flow are far advanced and the changes should roll out by June 2016. In just over a month, the government will be issuing bidding documents to 5 firms interested in the privatization of the Norman Manley International Airport.
With the assistance of the IFC, we have been seeking to identify a suitable partner for this venture. Mr. Speaker, I am pleased to announce that after rigorous analysis, the enterprise team has identified and shortlisted 5 potential bidders who will be invited to participate in the request for proposal for the privatization of the Norman Manley International Airport.
The Transport Minister says a suitable investment partner will be selected from among the bidders, which are based in Europe, Asia, and South America. 2 of the shortlisted consortiums include Jamaican partners, and a third is actively seeking collaboration with the Jamaican firms involved in the aviation industry. In the meantime, Dr. Davies says the expansion of the Donald Sangster International Airport will also start in short order. This follows acquisition of 75% shares in the airport by Mexican firm GAP from its previous Spanish holders Albertis Airports.
The implementation of the expansion program was delayed because Albertis was carrying out its own bidding process, which has just been completed. Now that it's been settled, the Airports Authority and the Montego Bay team will move rapidly to conclude their arrangements to get the additional capital works underway in the shortest time period possible.
Financing for capital works at the Donald Sangster International Airport will be provided from the airport improvement fee. Information Minister Senator Sandra Faulkner says government remains focused on further integrating the shipping industry into the island's development plans. She was speaking recently on day one of a 5-day conference of Caribbean women in maritime affairs.
We want to attract and develop a more diversified range of maritime activities through infrastructure development, capacity building, education and training, and business expansion.
Jamaica's intellectual property legislation is being amended to allow greater earnings for creative persons and the country. The proposed amendments to the Copyright Act, which was recently tabled in Parliament, will allow the estate of a creative person to earn for up to 95 years after the person's death, moving from 50 years. Industry, Investment and Commerce Minister Anthony Hilton says government is also amending the Trademarks Act to protect the country name Jamaica from use by foreign businesses. These are in addition to seeking the formal recognition of reggae as an intangible cultural heritage by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO.
All this work, however, must be seen in the context of benefiting our creatives, particularly musicians, inventors and innovators. It is your right to feel confident that your product will not be copied or marketed without your permission or ability to obtain income from its exploitation.
Minister Hilton was speaking on Monday at the launch of the Geographical Indications logo. It was part of activities to celebrate Intellectual Property Week, which started on Monday and will end on Sunday. And finally, Local Government and Community Development Minister Noel Arscott has announced a new board for the National Solid Waste Management Authority. While making his contribution to the sectoral debate in Parliament on Wednesday, Minister Arscott said the board would be chaired by Dennis Chung, who is also CEO of the private sector organization of Jamaica. Conrad Douglas has been named vice chairman. The other members are Butch Hendrickson, Trevor Francis, Bevan Morrison, Hazel Hamilton, Oral Renford, Burrell Scarlett and Pershad Williams. And that's it for GIS News today. I'm Tamar McHale. Thank you for watching.
You never hear so time is money.
Easy driver. Well, nobody must man and taxi driver drive so bad. Why him have to drive so hard? Me not gonna make you kill off me and me picnic them.
One stop driver. Make her come off this bus. Me say stop.
Me coming with you. The rest will not take chance in the life. Lord of mercy. That could have been us.
And look how we want the money.
Passengers, your safety is in your hands. Say one-stop driver and get off if the driver is speeding, overtaking recklessly, and not obeying the rules of the road. Don't give away your life. It is too precious.
Leaders of countries of the Americas met earlier this month in Panama to discuss cooperation on prosperity with equity, climate change and poverty reduction. Our Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller was there and shared very important views.
I am extremely pleased that finally our sister and closest neighbor, Cuba, has taken its rightful place around this important table. This celebrated move is a victory for the people of the Americas and symbolizes a clear consensus that Cuba's reintegration in the hemispheric system is a vital step towards development and progress for the region. I commend President Barack Obama and President Raul Castro for their bold and visionary leadership. We look forward to other positive developments, including the lifting of the trade embargo against Cuba. Mr. President, it is obvious that careful thought has been given to the selection of the theme of this summit, prosperity with equity, the challenge of cooperation in the Americas. The Latin American and Caribbean region recorded only modest GDP growth of 2.6% in 2013. In 2012, it was reported that as much as 28.2% of the population in the region was living in poverty, with 11.3% living in extreme poverty or indigence. These indicators must compel us to act with greater urgency. The disparity in the distribution of wealth is evident in the number of persons living without access to basic necessities. Our region's potential for growth and development is negatively impacted by high levels of public debt, unemployment, crime, and violence. We must redouble our international cooperation as a community of the Americas to attain shared prosperity with equity. Jamaica is fully committed to addressing poverty. We have made steady progress in certain areas, including access to health, education, sports, culture, housing, and social security. While we pursue greater levels of economic growth, we have also been implementing a number of programs to protect and empower the most vulnerable, enhance their productive capacities, and improve their well-being. Mr. President, climate change poses a clear and present danger to our continued development, while the high cost of energy for some countries limits our ability to be globally competitive. Jamaica urgently seeks legally binding commitments at the upcoming conference in Paris by our parties, December later this year. This is a matter of survival for small island developing states. Jamaica is grateful for the cooperation of our partners as we seek to meet our socio-economic challenges. Mr. President, in this regard, the Petro-Caribbean arrangement offered by the government of Venezuela is one of the finest examples of South-South cooperation and is consistent with our summit theme, prosperity with equity. We wish to use this opportunity to again extend our appreciation to President Maduro for the continued support of Venezuela. Mr. President, we remain concerned over the designation and provisions of middle-income countries without appreciating that each country has its distinct challenges and should be treated accordingly. Per capita income alone does not point an accurate picture of a country's vulnerabilities and development challenges. Mr. President, let us use the opportunity of this summit to focus not on what divides us, but rather on what unites us. Let us seek to build bridges rather than construct walls. This message emerged clearly from the CARICOM USA Summit held just 2 days ago in Kingston, Jamaica. In working toward this objective, we look forward to constructive dialogue between our two long-standing friends, United States and Venezuela, in the best interest of peace and unity in our hemisphere. It is from this position that we are best able to address the needs of the weakest, poorest, and most vulnerable in our hemisphere and move towards ensuring that there is prosperity with equity in our region. We must ensure that when the pages of history of our time are written, we can be justly proud that we laid a solid foundation for generations to come, and we restored our strong hemispheric family of nations. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Which government organization offers you exceptional customer service? A tax office, police station, hospital, post office, health center or NIS office? Vote for your favorite public sector organization in the Public Sector Customer Service Competition. Call toll-free 1-888-991-2752. Visit cabinet.gov.jm and follow the instructions. Or drop your entry form at government agencies island-wide. Votes close April 30, 2015. Let your voice be heard.
It's Farmers Month, and the government has been making significant contribution to the sector to increase production and put more farmers to work. Their contribution to the sector helped to reduce the food import bill by $43.6 million last year. Our women are on the front line in this significant achievement, and in this next feature, we show how their love for agriculture has enabled them to not only contribute to the food chain, but also support their families.
I have always loved the land. I always loved to plant. You see, and I always say when, given the opportunity and health-wise, if I can manage, I would farm.
Once you like the thing, you will do the thing. So, with the pigs now, me like pig, so that's not a problem, only sometimes for wash your pen.
In daylight, first thing when I get up and wash my teeth, wash my face, it's turn to the cub.
Women have been digging into the field of agriculture for quite a long time and make a tremendous contribution to food and agricultural production. They also play a crucial role in determining and guaranteeing food security and the well-being of the entire household. And, as with many other occupations, rural women have been managing to surmount the odds by doing the best they can and building their independence.
Normally, while working, I find that maybe, what I would make in a month, then I can make it in a week in farming.
I never have any current for myself, and I could sort out myself and string my house, paying my bills also.
All of these women have been reaping the fruit of their labor under the European Union Christian Aid Sustainable Livelihoods Project, implemented by ROC. Some in cash crop farming, and others through livestock and poultry. As former employees in the declining banana industry, the women farmers maintain that running their own agricultural business is more gratifying.
Right, better than go to Eastern, because at morning time I used to get up 3:30, and by time 15 minutes to 5, I have to reach on by buses all to catch a bus. And some of the time when 10 o'clock at night time, I don't reach here yet.
Yes, the banana was tough, hard work, because you had to put the thing on your head, and that was hard.
Running their own cash crop and livestock farms certainly represents a breakthrough, but it doesn't mean that they don't face tremendous obstacles. Indeed, farming is usually tough work for men, but women in cash crop agriculture face unique issues, particularly in land preparation.
The reality is that there's some physical work that women are not necessarily able to do, and so we're providing them with a little bit of funding to help with that.
Preparing the land, though, is only part of the challenge that women in agriculture face. Many women do not own their farmland, making access to credit a significant challenge. But even outside of those issues, they all seem to struggle with juggling domestic responsibilities, childcare, and work, especially in female-headed households in rural areas. In spite of the odds, though, women farmers in this ROC-implemented European Union Christian Aid project have been plowing ahead. Their hope is fertilized by their unique knowledge of how hard labor can give birth to new possibilities.
You have to be determined, and I find that being my own boss is excellent.
We're more than halfway through today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. We have another feature coming up that I know you'll like. It's about a group of men with a powerful message for our youth.
I'm on the rise, I'm on the rise.
I was like a rebellion against the system, but that never was the way, Virgin.
I was convicted and sent to prison. Spent 14 years on death row, only see 5 minutes of sunlight each day for 14 years. I was taken to the gallows and was supposed to be hung. Twice they built coffin for me and twice they dig hole. But God knows best.
Men who have made wrong choices in their past.
These are men who were either incarcerated or persons who were informal enforcers, as we say in Jamaica. These were persons who had no regard for law and order, who have actually, by whatever means possible, by whatever stimuli, have actually decided that they don't want that life anymore. They want to actually be positive role models in society.
Now they are sharing their experiences with the determination of reaching out to the youths and even their peers to not make the same mistakes they did. And by so doing, they are helping to restore and preserve the society's value system, thus securing the rock with their message.
Trenchtown youths, top up love, delete violence. Things take time to do if you take time to do it. Trenchtown youths, focus, take life serious.
We are trying to help them to realize that crime and violence is not something that is good. It's something that will destroy the society and the entire family. And once the family is destroyed, then the society will be destroyed.
Men with a Message is an initiative out of the Citizen Security and Justice Program, CSJP. The group, which consists of 10 men, was identified by CSJP's community action officers from among the program's many participants. Having received vocational and skills training, placed in jobs and managed to maintain clean police records for at least 2 years, the young men successfully navigated the interview process and were made ready for their mission. Armed with a different attitude, these men are now fighting against the same plague that once struck them: crime, violence, and lack of education.
To live a better life and to act in a better manner, education is the surest guarantee for a better life. You can't constant do something when not giving you a good result. That's madness. That was how I define badness. So who I run down badness and madness. Because I was in it, so now listen keenly. So any man out there come for you, so I go to the aisle there, all them can get to know.
It is reported that young men between the ages of 15 and 25 are most vulnerable to criminal activities. So, as part of the CSJP's initiatives within volatile communities, Men with a Message have been going into youth clubs and schools through the Safe Schools program to deliver their message of transformation.
I definitely want these youngsters to understand that crime on our whole is not something that they should want to indulge in. We know we cannot totally eliminate crime and violence from the society, but at least we can help to minimize it to a tolerable level.
Principals have actually reported that after Men with a Message have come and spoken to the students, delinquent students have actually been the ones now to curb the other students. There have actually been cases where students have been collecting knives from other students as a result of Men with a Message coming and speaking to them.
It doesn't have to be that we have gunmen around and so on, but it has to be that they understand that when they become men themselves, they have to become men of standard, men of worth, men of value. And that is what our society needs. And so many of these boys lack seeing men who are role models in this way.
I would like to see from this program youth getting the benefit that I know is there, because I am also a recipient of the program.
The common good of the society of Jamaica, which should always be the new name of justice, cannot be achieved by means of violence, because violence destroys what we intend to create.
These may seem like just words, but not to these men. With the CSJP operating in 50 communities, the men are spreading their message that change is possible and that the cycle of violence and underachievement from the inner city can be broken. And they are also living testimonies that the CSJP's programs actually work.
Jamaica, join with us to secure the rock. Top up love, delete violence. Jamaica youths, blessed love.
I'm on the rise, I'm on the rise. Higher than I and higher than I and
People should just let bygones be bygones. I mean, someone step on your toe, you don't have to attack him.
Well, first thing, grow the children the right way. And some of the music that they are listening to on the buses especially, those things need to be cut out so you have more safety, because the songs have violence in them.
I think that one of the first things that as a nation we need to draw closer to God. We need more prayer, more fasting, more love towards one another, more caring for one another. When we care for one another and live closer to one another, closer to God, then I think a nation that prays together will stay together.
The discipline and the pick them go to school. And from that from that change, we see a different type of nation with growing up at the youth them. But long as the discipline none of the school with the picking them, you know go nowhere.
I'd say everything starts at home. Like for example, the kids of today, good parenting could help contribute to that. And the laws that set for the country must be equal, not just a some.
All we have to do is go back to the old time system. Live good, love God.
It's camera, action. Get ready for Jamaica Film Festival 2015. From July 7 to 11, venues across the corporate area will be showcasing the historic, dramatic, comedic, and animated sides of Jamaica. More than 300 minutes of showtime, some 15 films, 4 days of experiencing the talents of local actors, scriptwriters, and directors. Gear up as international film investors invade the country to watch Jamaica. For more on Jamaica Film Festival 2015, contact Jamaica Promotions Corporation JAMPRO by phone or email.
It was my pleasure guiding you through the pages of Jamaica Magazine today. A new edition is in the works. Check back tomorrow, same time, same station for the details. In the meantime, there's more information on our website, gis.gov.jm, and on Twitter at GIS News. If you've got ideas for future programs, send them to Jamaica Magazine at gis.gov.jm. I'm Audrey Williams. Walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.